Hello friends, welcome to the world of project management and for an overview session on project communication management. Motto of this training is to share my experience in preparing for PMP certification and I have prepared few slides. Friends, let's start with my introduction. I'm Anil Kumar Dharam, based in the city of Nizam's Hyderabad, working in IT from last 14 years and currently working on two major projects as project lead and manager. I succeeded in my PMP certification in 2019 and giving training on SAP and project management. Let's quickly move to our agenda for this session that we are going to discuss on introduction to the communication management. And also we are going to cover the processes involved in the communication management, the key concepts, trends and emerging practices, tailoring considerations, consideration of the agile or adaptive environments, and activities involved in complete project communication management as per the Rita Mulchay Chart. Let's start with first what is communication management. Before discussing these topics, we will discuss about its definition as per the PMBOK. That is, project communication management includes the processes necessary to ensure that the information needs of the project and its stakeholders are met through the development of different articles and implementation of the different activities designed to achieve the information exchange. It's mainly exchange of the information between the stakeholders. This knowledge area is an important area in the project management as it deals with mainly the communication part between all the stakeholders. Hope you understood this. We have three processes in this project communication management. That is plan communication management, manage communications, and monitor communications. Let's go with each definition in more detail about these three processes. First with plan communication management. The process of developing an appropriate approach and plan for the project communication activities based on the information needs of each stakeholder or group available through the organizational assets and the needs of the project. It is of the plan communication management. The theme is that process of developing and planning here. And coming to the managed communications, the process of ensuring the timely and appropriate collection, creation, distribution, storage, retrieval, management, monitoring, and the ultimate deposition of the project information, mainly the execution part. Coming to the monitoring communication, the process of ensuring the information needs of the project and its stakeholders are met. Hope you understood this about the monitoring communications. Hope you understand about each process definition as per the PMBOK. Let's move to the key concepts of the project communication management. That is, first with what is communication? We will again stress on this one. Communication is the exchange of information, intended or involuntary. The information exchanged can be in the form of ideas, instructions, or emotions. The mechanisms in which in the communications, the mechanisms by which the information is exchanged can be in different ways. We have the different ways of this exchange of information, that is written form, spoken, formal or informal, through the gestures, through media, or the choice of words. That is written form. It may be either physical or electronical. Coming to spoken, it may be either face to face or remotely. And coming to the formal or informal, formal as in the formal papers or the social media. Informal, as you know. Coming to the gestures. Gestures include the tone of voice or the facial expressions. Coming to the media. Media includes the pictures, actions, and coming to the choice of words. That is, the words used in different phases with different meetings. Hope you understand this mechanisms, how the information is exchanged. Let's discuss on the communication activities diversions. We have different diversions such as internal or external, formal or informal, hierarchical, that is focus, that means upward, downward or horizontal, or we have the official or unofficial, we have withdraw or oral. These are the 5 mechanisms. Let me explain one by one. First is internal. Internal includes a focus on the stakeholders within the project and within the organization. Internal concepts it is. Coming to external. Mainly it focuses on external stakeholders such as customers, vendors, other project stakeholders, different organizations, government, public or environmental advocates. Moving to the next activity, that is formal. Mainly this formal includes the reports, formal meetings, that is both regular or ad hoc, or meeting agendas, or the stakeholders, briefings and presentations. Coming to informal. Informal mainly includes the communication activities using the emails, social media, websites, or informal ad hoc discussions. That is comes under the informal thing. Coming to the hierarchical focus. Here we have the position of the stakeholder or group with respect to the project team will affect the format and content of the message. That is how the hierarchical focus states, that is, it states in 3 different ways: upwards, downwards or horizontal. Upwards means the communication between the senior management stakeholders. Coming to downwards, the team and the others who will contribute to the work of the project. And the last horizontal is peers of the project managers or the team at the same level. Let's move to the next communication activity, that is official. This official includes annual reports, reports to the regulators or the government bodies. Coming to unofficial, which includes the communications that focus on establishing and maintaining the profile and recognition of the project and building the strong relationships between the project team and its stakeholders, that is using some flexible or often informals. Coming to the last communication activity, that is written and oral, which includes the verbal, that is words and the voice inflections, or the non-verbal, which includes the body language and the actions, and also includes the social media and the websites and the media releases. Okay, hope you understood about the communication activities, diversions and the mechanisms. Let's move to some communication methods to prevent the misunderstandings and the miscommunications. For this, we have 5 C's of written communication in composing a traditional written or spoken message, and also we have 5 C's of written communications supported by the communication skills too. Let's discuss one by one. That is, first with 5 C's of communication, we have correct grammar and spelling, concise expression and elimination of excess words, clear purpose and expressions directed to the needs of the reader, coherent logical flow of ideas, and last, controlling the flow of words and ideas. Apart from these 5 C's, we have different communication skills supporting to these written communications, that is listening actively, awareness of cultural and personal differences, identifying settings and managing the stakeholder expectations, and enhancing of the skills. Hope you understood these 5 C's and make sure that you keep a note of all this to apply in your projects. Right? Fine. Hope you understood about these key concepts. Here we are ending the key concepts of the project communication management. Let's move to the next concept, that is trends and emerging practices. In the trends and emerging practices, we have first the inclusion of the stakeholders in the project reviews, second, inclusion of the stakeholders in the project meetings, third, increased use of social computing, and fourth is multifaceted approaches to communication. We have 4 different trends and emerging practices. Let's discuss one by one in more detail. First, with inclusion of the stakeholders in the project reviews. Here, the stakeholders community of each project includes the individuals, groups, and organizations so that the project team has identified as essential to the successful delivery of the project objectives and the organizational outcomes. Here, an effective communication strategy requires the regular and timely reviews of the stakeholder community and updates to manage the changes in its membership and attitudes. Hope you understood this first trending and emerging concept. Next, moving to the inclusion of the stakeholders in the project meetings. In this, the project meetings should include the stakeholders from outside the project and even the organization. wherever appropriate. And the practices inherent in the agile approaches can be applied to all the types of the projects. Such practices often include the short daily stand-up meetings where the achievements and issues of the previous day and the plans for the current day's work were discussed in the project team and with the key stakeholders. Hope you understood this, the key trending and emerging practices. Let's move to the next trend and emerging practices, that is increased use of social computing. In this, the social computing in the form of infrastructure, social media services, and personal devices has changed how the organizations and their people communicate and do the business. And the social computing incorporates the different approaches to collaboration supported by the public IT infrastructure. Hope you understood these trends and emerging practice. Let's move to the last emerging and trend practice, that is multi-phased approaches to communication. In this, the standard communication strategy for the project stakeholder communications embraces and selects from all the technologies and respects the cultural, practical and personal preferences for language, media, content and delivery. Okay, hope you understood now all these trending and emerging practices of the project communication management. Let's discuss on tailoring considerations. In the tailoring considerations, we have the stakeholders, physical location, communication technology, language and knowledge management. Let's explain one by one in more detail. First with stakeholders. Here, are the stakeholders internal or external to the organization or both? We have to consider this. The second is the physical location. Here we need to consider what is the physical location of the team members. Is the team co-located or is the team in the same geographical area? And also, is the team distributed across multiple time zones? This all need to be considered here. Coming to the third one, communication technology. Here we need to consider what technology is available to develop, record, transmit, retrieve, track and store the communication artifacts. And coming to the next consideration, language. Here we need to consider, is one language used or many languages used, because the language is a main factor to consider in communication activities. Coming to the last tailoring consideration, that is knowledge management. Here we need to consider, does the organization have a formal knowledge repository or not? Hope you understood all these tailoring considerations. Let's move to the considerations for the agile or adaptive environments. In this, we have to apply the different practices to get more frequent and quickly for communications, and that motivates streamlining the team members to get access to the information, frequent team checkpoints and co-locating the team members and regular stakeholders reviews as much as possible. Okay, hope you understood the considerations for the agile or adaptive environments. Let's move to the next concept. What are the activities involved in complete the communication management as per the Rita Mulchay chart? Let's go one by one how the Rita Mulchay chart defined about the communication management. First is determining the development approach, life cycle and how you will plan for each area. Second, determining the team charter and all the roles and responsibilities. Third, go back iterations. Fourth, we need to finalize all the management plans. Fifth, we need to develop the realistic and sufficient project management and baselines. Sixth, we need to follow the processes. Seventh, we need to use the issue logs. Eighth, we need to facilitate conflict resolution. Ninth, we need to send and receive information and solicit feedback. 10, we need to hold the meetings. 11, we need to use and share the project knowledge. 12, we need to take action to monitor and control the project. 13, we need to measure the performance against other metrics in the project management plan. 14, we need to analyze and evaluate the data and performance. 15, we need to determine if the variances warrant a corrective action or other change request. 16, we need to influence the factors that cause change. 17, we need to request the changes. 18, we need to evaluate the use of physical resources. 19, we need to update the project management plan and the project documents. And 20, we need to inform the stakeholders of all the change request results. These are all the steps involved in the project communication management. Okay, hope you understood about all the topics which we have discussed here. First is what is communication management, that is in an introduction, the processes involved in the communication management, the key concepts of the project communication management, the trends and emerging practices, the tailoring considerations are the agile adaptive environments, considerations and activities involved in complete project communication management as per the Rita Mulchay chart. This completes our first session on the introduction to the communication management. Hope you liked it and with the available information which I have prepared. Let's discuss more detail on the planned communication management process in the next video. Kindly provide your feedback on the given email ID and subscribe my channel if you like this video. Bye for now, it's Anil Kumar Dharam.